Hi guys, today we're going over lesson 24 for second grade. So we're starting with expanded form. So the directions say to write the given numbers in standard form, and they're given to us in expanded form. So let's start with our first example. Number 1, we have the numbers 10,000 plus 700 plus 30 plus 9. So one way we can solve this question is by doing it like a regular addition problem by stacking the numbers vertically and adding it that way. So let's write out the numbers and stack them vertically. Also, we have to make sure to align the tens place, the ones place, and the hundreds place correctly. And now we'll look at the ones place right now. We have 0 plus 0, oops. We have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9, which is just 9. In the tens place, we have 0 plus 0 plus 3, which is just 3. Then we have 0 plus 7, which is 7. And then we can bring down the 0 and the 1. And the standard form for this number is 10,739. Let's go over number 7 as well. We have the number 200 plus 20 plus 4. So another way we can solve this is by looking at the number with the most place values. If you look here, it's the number 200 because we have 3 place values here. And we have 2 zeros right here. And we have 2 numbers here. So each of the numbers are going to replace one of the zeros. So if you look at the number 4, the 4 is in the ones place, so it will replace the ones place and the number 200. And if you look at 20, the 20 will replace the first 0. So if we write that out, we'd have 200, and then the first 0 will be replaced by 20, and then we have a 4. If you add this, you can see how that makes sense. You do 200 plus 20 plus 4. We're adding the ones place first because these are all zeros. We can disregard it and we'll just bring down the 4. In the tens place, we just have 0 plus 2. Again, we can disregard the 0 and we'll just bring down the 2 because 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 0. And then we'll just bring down the 2 in the hundreds place, and that's 224. So basically, this 2 would be replacing this 0, and this 4 will be replacing this 0. Sorry, it's a little messy, but yeah, that's another way you can solve this question. We'll go over one last question. Let's go over number 12. We have 500 plus 30 plus 2. So we have the number 500, and then we have 30, and we have 2. So since these are all zeros, we can just cross it out, and because if we are going to be adding vertically, we have 0 plus 0 plus 2, which is the same thing as just having 2. We have 0 plus 3, which is the same thing as 3, and we have a 5. So basically, this 3 will be replacing this 0, and this 2 will be replacing this 0, and the number 500. Now let's move on to 3-digit addition. Let's start with number 2. We have 382 plus 153. So we'll write it vertically on the side. And then we'll look at the ones place first. We have 2 plus 3, which equals 5. Then we have 8 plus 5, which is 13. But since we cannot have 2 digits in one place value, we're going to have to regroup that 1, move it to the hundreds place. Now we have 1 plus 3 plus 1 in the hundreds place, which is 5. So 382 plus 153 is 535. Let's go on to number 14. We have 729 plus 201. Let's look at the ones place. We have 9 plus 1, which equals 10. Then we have 1 plus 2 plus 0, which is 3. And then we have 7 plus 2, which equals 9. So 729 plus 201 equals 930. So that's how you do 3-digit addition. It's really similar to doing 2 digits, but with more numbers you have to work with. Now let's move on to symmetry. We'll just do the questions on the left-hand side. So let's look at number 1. And let's look at the directions first. It says to tell whether the line on the shape is a line of symmetry and write yes or no. So if we look at number 1, we have this dotted line going through the triangle. And this, we have to tell if this line is a line of symmetry or not. And that means that both sides of the line are the same, but mirrored versions of each other. So if we take this side of the triangle and we flip it over this way, it will be the exact same as this side of the triangle. So they should be the exact same. Both sides of the line should be the exact same, but they're opposite. If you look here, we have this shape right here on this side, and we have this shape right here on this side, and they do look like they are symmetrical. They look like they're mirrored versions of each other. So yes, this line is a line of symmetry. Let's go over number 3. We have this E, and we have to tell if this line right here is a line of symmetry or not. So let's look at the top and compare it with the bottom of the line. Right here, we have to tell if this part is actually the same as this part, just flipped. Because this line goes exactly through the middle of the E and the top and the bottom are the same, this line is a line of symmetry. This also means that if you draw this top part right here, but mirror it on the bottom, you're going to get this exact same shape. Now let's go over number 5. We have this trapezoid and we have this line right here to tell whether this line is a line of symmetry or not. So we'll compare the top with the bottom. This is the top and this is the bottom. Let's draw the bottom and reflect it on the top and see if we're going to get the same shape. So this right here is what the bottom is supposed to be like. It's what it should look like if that line was a line of symmetry, but instead we have this. Since they're not the same, this is not a line of symmetry. The top and the bottom of the line aren't the same. Lastly, we're going to go over word problems. Let's go over number 5. It says, Rebecca started playing piano at 7:25. She plays piano for 30 minutes, takes a rest for 5 minutes, and plays for 20 more minutes. When did Rebecca finish playing piano? So we don't have that much space, so I'm going to use the space in the top. So she started at 7:25 and played for 30 minutes. So we'll add 30 minutes here. Again, the right side of the time is the minutes. So we have 5 plus 0 equals 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5, bring down the 7. So after 30 minutes, it's 7:55. Then she takes a rest for 5 minutes. So we'll add 5 to this. Now we have 60 in the minutes, but as we know, 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So we'll just convert this into 1 hour. So we'll add an 8, we'll add 1 to the hours, and we'll take away the 60, and that becomes 8 o'clock. That's after she takes a rest. Then she plays for 20 more minutes. So we'll add 20 to the 8 o'clock. And we have 0 plus 0, which equals 0, 0 plus 2 equals 2, and then 8. So Rebecca finishes playing the piano at 8:20. So that's how you solve these questions, and I hope this helped you guys understand